Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Viewpoint DEVLOG. I know some of you have seen some of the teaser shorts that were released in the last few weeks, but in this episode we're finally going to deep dive into some of the game development I've been working on. We'll be going over some of the more asset expansions, UI for the player, and of course maps and much more. So without further ado, welcome to the journey of a solo developer making a survival game, all on his own. To add some more of an industrial feel to the game, I got around to making a nuclear power tower. With working smoke and maybe to give a sense of radioactivity, I mainly made this just as during conception, just to sort of end up putting a power plant down as a main point of interest. So taking some time to start diving into that, I wanted to take more time into delving into other aspects of the game model-wise as well. For assets, I decided to go ahead and make or find some more models and decals for trash that was spread around the streets and towns, hopefully to add a bit more depth to the general environment's sense of abandonment for civilization. Alongside that, I started to add some more military-esque assets to give the outpost some more depth and detail, such as filing cabinets and corkboards, and my own personal favorite, the radar antenna. All this was to give some more covert feeling to the map, as if there were some plans on how to deal with the infected right at the beginning. Other than that, I just did some light touch-ups on existing models, like the lighthouse I did, the tents, and the existing statues, just because they needed to work well with the FPS engine, and they were having some colliding issues, and also, I think they could have looked a little better. So I did some work on them, and they should be working well as I need them to. With the few glitches in the stamina bar I was having, such as the stamina bar not resetting after the player died, I just decided to remake these from scratch. Right now they may look simple, but with a little help from Photoshop and some additional lessons on how Roblox handles UI, I think they'll turn out just fine in the end. The ammo camo given to me was from this FPS template, and it was very useful, but I personally didn't think it looked fitting for the game. So now with a much sleeker look, I'm glad it's kept most of its functionality, while still trying to fit closer and closer to what the game's overall feel is going to be. So finally adding a few new sets of weapons in the game, I decided to run a line of submachine guns and some heavier pistols, just for that close quarter situations and fast-paced action with cheap ammo feel. I wanted to go with some of the old fab and sort of keep some more modern military feel in it, so I added an MP40, a Thompson, and might as well have added an MP5 in there as well. And ironically, I mislabeled the Thompson as the Thompson, and that is not changing anytime soon. As for the new set of pistols, I got a Tech, Scorpion, and everyone's personal favorite that you see through every game possible, the Desert Eagle. I was struggling to figure out some more civilian pistols, and I wasn't even really considering anything military, so I figured this would be a decent beginning to start a set of criminal or hostile weapons, just to sort of see if that would work in future references of the game's conception. In this generation of maps, I really think they're starting to present how I want them to look, or the mindset of how I want the world to look, where there are two island masses that sit in a body of water neighboring one another. The only issues I'm trying to work out right now are two main aspects: size and position. Either way, I think the best starting off point for this would totally just be two islands instead of one, because this will create much more of a wide open range field that I really do want for Viewpoint. Getting closer and closer to my goal with every episode, there has been a small change in the course of development. So far, I'm going through map conceptions, I'm making lists of weapons that I just might add to the game, but there is still progress happening in adding assets into the game, learning the engine's code, and fleshing out what I learn is just overall bringing functionality to the game's becoming. Thank you guys for making it to the end of this episode. I am trying to find ways to maybe make these episodes a bit longer for you all, but with the time it takes me to sort of right now balance development into my schedule, I feel like they're going to be a bit of a slapstick situation like they have been, and quick for the time being. If you enjoy the video, please sure to subscribe and stay tuned on Viewpoint and some of the other things that I do on this channel. So without further ado, I guess this is Unknown, signing out.